So today we are going to take a look into one of the most basic and also most widely used commands, and that is echo. And the basic use case of echo is to display text on the screen. Now we can use it in the following way: echo hello world, and it will display hello world in our terminal. That is because the output of echo goes to the standard output here, but of course it can be also redirected to standard error. It can also be redirected to a file, and we can create a new file with the output of the echo, or overwrite existing file, or append it to an existing file and add it as the last line. Or if output of the echo is multi-line, then maybe we will add multiple lines. We can also use it in a pipe. Now we will see all those examples in a second. Just let's start with like some general informations about echo. And in a pipe scenario, echo will give us some output, and that will be piped, used as an input for the next tool or the next command. And so those are all common use cases, and maybe even piping and redirecting is used more commonly than just displaying to standard output. I'm not sure about this, but probably that might be the case. And let's maybe see what we have in the manual for echoes, and it's one of the simplest example of manual pages. And it all simply says that echo displays a line of text. Yeah, so that's the whole description. That's what echo does, and has a couple of flags. Yeah, usually whatever tool we look into, like set or even grep or some other tools, they will have many different flags. Yeah, even like things like WC or some other tools. But in case of echo, it only has two flags, to be honest, because you will see in a second, this third flag is used as just opposite of this flag and is enabled by default. And then help and version are just for us to check information about the tool, but not used really whenever we are using the tool itself. Yes, so what is this -n flag? It is used to do not output the trailing new line. Yeah, so by default, there will be a trailing new line. Echo will display your text and will add a new line after it. And if we do not want to use this, then we use -n flag. And often we combine it with minus lowercase e. And lowercase e is used to enable interpretation of \escapes. What does it mean? If we take a look here, a little bit lower, it's explained. If -e is in effect, the following sequences are recognized, and there are many different sequences, but the ones that interest us are, for example, \n. It's used to create a new line, and \t to create a horizontal tab, and some others as well. And so, for example, if I use it without specifying this flag, this will be treated as normal string, normal text, to just be displayed the way it's here. But if we want echo to interpret, to have some interpretation of it, and add new lines whenever we put this \n, then we have to use this flag. And now we will see in a second a couple of examples of it. But first, maybe just do a quick recap of variables. Yeah, so we can create variables here inside the terminal. We can do it inside bash scripts, and also you can create them with any other shell as well. And they are used to store some value under a name. Yeah, so for example, my name of the variable could be lowercase var, and then equals, meaning store value. What value? It could store whatever value, for example, foo. And now if I do echo var with $sign in front of it, it will look for a variable in our context with this name and display the value that is stored there. But if I use some name that doesn't exist in this context, there is no variable like this, like let's say foo, and then it will simply display nothing. So if we combine it with some other things, like let's say here is $foo, so it's not even an empty space, just nothing. And we can, of course, have some more variables, like I can store my name, I can store my age, and it could be numeric, it could be text, but by default, even though it's number, it will be interpreted as text as well. And we can put all of them together: name, age, and var. And we can also use double quotes and single quotes for this. So what is the difference between not using the quotes and using double quotes and using single quotes? This is one of the most important things to recognize, and something that works different in Bash as opposed to many other languages. And by default, everything is split. Each argument is treated as a separate, and is being split on spaces. Yeah, so here is a space, and it knows that this is a new name, space, another argument for the next variable or string or whatever else. And in this case, it doesn't really matter. But if we have used a symbol that could be interpreted by Bash in a different way, then it would make a difference. For example, star, a symbol star, can be used for globbing, but it could be also part of some string. Maybe our variable contains multiple stars and they are not supposed to be used for globbing. We don't want our shell, Bash in this case, to use it in any special way. We just want to use it as normal text. Okay, so in this case, double quotes would make a difference. And let's see an example. So here in this, I am right now in my home directory, and I have some txt files. I have this diff part1 txt file here. So if I do something like this, echo star.txt, and I'm not using any quotes, then it will think that it's simply it treats it as a special character and uses it according to the rules defined for this special character. And the same would be, for example, if inside my variables I had spaces, and maybe those spaces are just used as part of text. Maybe I have like longer text file, and it's normal that there are spaces there. This is just pure text. But if, for example, for echo, it maybe doesn't make any difference. But if we pipe the output of this text with many spaces further, each of those words separated by spaces will be treated as a different argument. And if we use the double quotes, then we know that, okay, between the double quotes, we have just some text that has to be treated like this. So if I do right now thing like this, then suddenly it's not treated specially anymore. And that's just the text that we want echo to display. And it would behave exactly the same way if I stored it in a variable. And so if I did things like this and then echo var, then by default it read the value that was there, and then it was further used for globbing. But if I do it like this, and if I add the double quotes, then those special character handlers are disabled in this case. And important distinction, of course, between the double quotes and single quotes. So for double quotes, we already see that they are disabling something, and single quotes will disable everything. So even the reading of the variables will not be possible anymore, and anything between single quotes will be treated just as literal, as constant text, and that's it. And so that's the difference between single quotes and double quotes and no quotes at all. And now the next thing is let's take a look at those flags. So if I use echo many times on a single line, each time I'm using echo, it adds this trailing new line. But I can disable it by using -n, And then it's no longer there. And that might be useful when we are using like many different outputs that are supposed if of course echo is displaying some constant value and doesn't make sense, but if we are reading it and using variables as well, then sometimes we want to combine them to a single line, and in this case it might help to use it like this. And the next flag which we talked about and seen in the manual is this -e. So by default first without -e. If I do something like this, hello hello world, then this \n is treated as normal text. But if I enable -e, then suddenly it's treated as a special character or special sequence, and whenever it appears, then a new line is inserted. We can also have maybe like this, score and name. We can also have tab like this, and be used to, for example, to create tables. So score would be 90 and name Adam, and another score would be 50 and name Full. And we can create tables like this. And the next thing that we can also display are outputs of commands. So I can have a command like date, and I can put the output of it inside my echo. So today's date is, and now I have to use $sign and parentheses, and here the command date. And now it's treated as a special case, and the output of the command is used inside echo. If I used single quotes, then what would happen? Sorry, because here we have single quotes as well. So today's well, that doesn't work as well. So the only thing we can do is to close this here, then to open double quotes and put the single quote inside it, and then open another single quote here like this. Yeah, and in this case, this command will no longer be read. It's treated as normal text. And that is something which might be useful, of course, not in this version, but in this version, for example, if you want to append some logs maybe and put the date of when exactly the log is created to the file. So you can echo create a file like this, some logs, let's say, and put it to file.log. So we redirect the output of echo to a new file in this case. And if we use it again, then it would overwrite the file, and simply the previous version, whatever it was there, gets removed. Yeah, and the exclamation mark, of course, is also a special character. So it was used here to find the previous command and displayed it. But if we want to put 3 exclamation marks, then of course we have to use what? Backslash exclamation mark like this. And so again, a special character here. And what if we do -e? Okay, I think the best way would be to again use simply single quotes if you want to have 3 exclamation marks next to each other in our file. And now finally they're there. Okay, so we have the file. This is overwriting. And now if we use like date and want to append it as a new line, new event, then we can do it multiple times and see here in 2 different seconds we put 3 events in the file. And so we can also use echo to create files, to append, and to combine, of course, with some outputs from different other commands and also from variables. We could also, for example, put new event for name for Adam. And that's one of the more common use cases. We can also do the following. We can pipe it to, for example, WC, word count, and count the words. And how many words do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Exactly 11 words. We could also read what's inside the file and pipe it to the word count, but we can count the number of like pipe it to WC and count the number of lines. And we have 5 lines in our file. And we can use it to do some arithmetic operations as well. So we can add the addition 10 plus 5, for example, but of course it has some special syntax, double parentheses and a dollar in front of it. Otherwise it will not work. It works with addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. But if you want to have division by with some reminder, then we have to use some external tool like BC. And here is also a good example where we can use piping. But before we do this, let's also, for example, use variable here. So we can read from the age, and the age was 30, and divide by 3, and it can be divided without any reminder. And if we now want to do the following operation, 10 divided by 3, we can pipe it for BC, basic calculator, and we can set the scale to 2. That's example, or to 5. What's the precision here? So those are many different ways in which you can use echo, or in which you will see echo being used. And definitely there are many more scenarios, and it's one of, as I said, one of the most widely used commands and tools.